Yeah, hi everyone, welcome to Emsley Lodge for another week. Yeah, a couple of horses that raced I thought looked pretty good last week. A little mare called Vahuus, little 3-year-old filly we got down from Sydney, and she's a real speed horse, and we trialled her up and she sort of just ran. She just sort of half-pipe blew the start the other day, and we wanted to ride her just off the speed, but she probably landed 2 or 3 lengths further back than we thought. Ran home nice and strong and run second, and she looks like she's got a pretty big future. And the main thing with her is the reason we got her to train because she kept losing weight up in Sydney, and best part of it, she's eaten up really well since the run. So she's certainly a nice horse to follow. Took Mannza up to 2100 for the first time, and he was competitive, ran third. I thought he went okay. They tend to improve once they had that one run. He was jumping from 1500 up to 2100, probably beaten by the 2 horses which were hardest to beat, so he probably ran up to expectations. So I think both those 2 horses are probably 2 nice horses worth following. Okay, doing a few miles again this week. It's very difficult in winter. You've either got to run on the synthetic, or if you want to go in the grass, you've got to travel plenty of miles, so a bit difficult. Anyway, righto, Friday at Bendigo, got a horse having its first start called From Ista. Really nice Teofilo horse. This horse has actually had screws put in its fetlock, so and it's had a big long spell, and we've come back, given it a couple of trials. Doesn't seem to be a fast horse, seems to be sort of more of a 2,000 metre type, so we'll kick it off first up in a 1400. She'll jump out and probably get back, then roll home, and I imagine she'll probably run about midfield, just so long as she's hitting the line, so we can go up to a 16 or 1800 second up, it'll be good. Okay, we head off to Echuca Saturday. Now, I might run young Duro up there. I haven't had a chance to look at the field yet, but we pulled him out of the race last week only because there was just mad speed in the race. So what he needs to do is sort of be able to dominate a race and jump and lead and dictate it. If there's too much speed taken on, what happened to him last start up at Wodonga will happen. They just go too hard and he carves up. So I'll have a good look at the race, but he's in up there. Also a horse called Squibbly Dibbly. Poor old Squibbly's been balloted and whatever the last few starts, and I think he's drawn barrier 15 a couple of times. So he hasn't had his chance to go to the races yet, but hopefully he gets his chance up at Echuca on Saturday. Okay, also on Saturday we've got Phil the Flute in Adelaide. We took her to an 84 grade race last week at Sandown, and she was competitive. I thought she raced right up to her best. So we're going to drop her back a fair bit in grade and take her to a 78 in Adelaide. I've just taken a blood count out of her this morning, so I've got full intentions of taking her. The only way she won't go is if her blood doesn't come back right. But she'll head down there, drawn a good gate. You know, she gets every chance to do something down there. I think the Morphettville Parks track will suit her down to the ground, a little tight track like that, and it's 1,050, so lots of ticks in the boxes. We just need things to fall, the cards to fall her way a little bit, and I'm no doubt she'll be around about the mark. Okay, Tuesday we'll head off to the synthetic track at Pakenham. 2,200 metre race there for Lorenzetti. He just got way too far back. He ran a really good race over 2,000 metres, ridden up on the speed, then he drew a wide gate last start and got a mile back, and worked home pretty solid, but just gave him way too much start. So hopefully he can draw a half decent gate. If he doesn't draw a good gate, he won't be going, but he'll hopefully draw a good gate at Pakenham, posse up in the first 3 or 4, and he'll be very, very competitive. He's going really good. He just needs a bit of luck in running. He's only a really small little horse, and when he sort of gets back and has to carry weight, it doesn't really work for him. So, but he'll go to Pakenham on Tuesday. Okay, Wednesday, Sandown. Now, a couple of horses in there. Big Aluf went super the other day. He just dominated that race, so he was going to set him for a little race at Flemington in a few weeks. So I'm just going to give him one more run in between that. So he'll go to Sandown. He'll get a heap of weight there, but it's just a perfect sort of 10 days before the Flemington race. So he'll go to Sandown next Wednesday. 1,000 metres 78. I think he gets about 61 kilos in that, but he'll jump out. No doubt the way he's racing, he'll be very, very competitive. He's doing more than paying his way, that horse. He's doing a great job. Also, a horse called Macrobius. Now, Macrobius, what we did with him last time in is we give him a run over 1.25 miles, then we blinkered him up, brought him back to a mile, and he won his next 2. So we're going to do very, very similar. He'll go to Sandown over 1,800. He's going extremely well. His work this morning was very sharp. So he'll be very competitive on Wednesday, and then after that we'll blinker him up and drop him back to the mile, and a big front-running horse like that, he'll be good. Little filly called Young Hostess. She's a new horse to the stable. Real staying horse. We're setting her for a race in about 3 weeks' time, but I just want to get her one good solid run under her belt. So she'll probably run in the same race as Macrobius. She'll get back and run home. Main thing I just want to see her is settle and then finish off, and we might even tell the jockey to make sure he goes right through the line after the race to make sure she gets that real good 1.25 mile run under her belt, and then in 2 weeks after that she'll go to a 2,400 metre race where I think she'll be, just watching her work this morning, I think she'll be pretty competitive in that.
G'day guys and welcome to Around the Stables. This week's horse, a horse called Young Hostess. She's a new horse to the stable, quite a lightly framed sort of small filly, but yeah, really nice filly to do anything with. She's got a little fair bit of ability. She raced over sort of a real staying trip in 64 grade, so yeah, good grade, and that's the real staying sort of trips is the races that we'll sort of target. She'll go around next Wednesday in an 1800 metre race, so but even that'll be too short for her. Her race will be in a couple of weeks over 2400 back at Sandown, so yeah, that's the race that we've been targeting for her, and yeah, hopefully that's the race we can get her to. So yeah, she's not a filly that sets the world alight with speed, but yeah, she's certainly got plenty of staying ability, and yeah, just yeah, really nice sort of staying filly in the making.
That's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. Yeah, we're still pretty busy here. We're just right in the middle of winter, running around in the mud at the moment. What's happening this week? Phil the Flute goes down to Adelaide. James is going to take her over there. That'll be interesting to see how she goes. Gets probably back into sort of a lower grade again. A couple of all our babies, 4 or 5 of our young ones went off this week down to have their first sort of real start prep down at our Warrnambool stable. They'll spend probably a month or 6 weeks down there and get educated and go through the barriers and get taught how to go down the beach and around the track and through the gates and on the treadmill and in the pool, and they do all that. So spend about 6 weeks down there. Come back here, we'll have a bit of a look at them for a couple of weeks and give them a nice little spell for the early part of the spring, and then sort of at the back end of the spring we'll get them in and give them their first sort of real solid prep, and we start to find out then exactly where they're at sort of as far as ability goes, whether they're going to sprint or stay or what they want to do. They'll then go out and have a little spell, and then as sort of you know, around about the March stage we see exactly where they're at, if they look like they're going to be shape up as nice 3-year-olds or if they're going to race as a 2-year-old. Traditionally I don't buy really horses that get up and run sort of early 2-year-olds. I've got 2 this year that might sort of do that, so they'll certainly get every chance. The rest of them are normally sort of late 2-year-olds, early 3-year-old type. So, but a couple of really nice horses. It's got a really nice filly that we gave a trial to the other day, and I thought she trialled up okay. She's having a little break now and come back in, and she'll get ready for the spring, the staying 3-year-old races in the spring, so hopefully she'll go okay. But yeah, just sort of setting up for the new season really at the moment, and a couple of horses, just a bit. My horses are only just going on the new synthetic at Ballarat. I probably might take a few more over there and give them a few more gallops on them now, and get them to have a bit of a feel of that track before they race on it. They're sort of going there a little bit new on it, and I'm probably a little bit disappointed on how they're letting down on it. So it's certainly a different surface to what they're used to. But anyway, that's all the process, isn't it? Until next week, see you later.
But what she does make up for is, yeah, certainly so I'll change that.
She's a bit of a real runner, so we'll just try to get her to settle and finish off.